Anthony LaPaglia and Miranda Otto play grieving parents who, some decade after the death of their child, open up their home to a bunch of girls from an orphanage who move in and are in our next film, Annabelle Creation. This is another in a long line of now possession horror films, which are very popular. This is of course a spinoff of Annabelle, which was a spinoff of the Conjuring films. This film, it has all your cliched, your jump scares, your in a lot of ways you know what you're getting when you come into this film. However, much to my delight and surprise, you also get some really good characterization, especially with the Anthony LaPaglia really carries the load as the father who clearly has more to hide than just being a grieving father in his motivations, and also with it being children, we're always sympathetic. So that's an easy play to do for films, to scare, but it does work because you do worry about them so much. It's not like a film like we recently discussed in The Green Inferno, where you want to see them get killed off. Of course, you don't want to see anything bad happen to these kids, so it's extra. It's extra tense what they're going through. But I really, I didn't know. I knew what was going to happen as far as with the little girl and the doll, but I didn't know what was all the story. I felt like the story was a big enough surprise, and that the elements, as far as that you have to get from these films, the jump scares, were successful enough. And I also liked that it was really respectful of religion. I find it interesting that maybe as far as modern non-Christian directed studios and films go, horror in a lot of ways gives the best, most honest shake to religion, especially
certainly better than God's Not Dead.
Especially like Catholicism, not being.
Yeah, why is it that like almost all horror movies involve exorcism and involve Catholic priests? I didn't get that.
Yeah, right.
But,
yeah, well, they're known for their exorcisms, so they're not the only church that does them, but they're known for it, so I think it's, easy. But at least, these characters, they're, the villain is the evil, so that's a good thing. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good scary movie with a decent story to get you emotionally involved with the characters and to back up what was happening beyond just like, oh, there's a scary ghost was already living here. So for me, it's a 3 stars out of 4.
You are being far too kind with this one, my friend. I hated this movie. I despised it. I gave it 1.5 star out of 4 because, oh my God, was I bored.
Really?
I mean, yeah, there's some nice performances, especially the one who played the nun looking after the girls. But my God, was this movie so boring? I mean, the screenplay is unbelievably bad. And not even like a hilariously bad way. I mean, it is just so generic. I mean, the characters are just stick figures. Anthony LaPaglia, you mentioned he gives a good performance. Honestly, that's probably because he's there under the threat of death.
Oh,
Miranda Otto barely has any screen time and probably, had the extra do all the work to get away from this thing just so she could pick up her paycheck and run. And then, there's one mildly creepy scene involving the giant well, but that's less scary than Monsters, Inc.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Plus it has some truly reprehensible plot elements. I mean, you mentioned innately caring about the characters that are little children. I mean, the things that these little girls go through. I mean, truly violent possessions and threats by a demon or whatever. And then towards the end of the film, you basically have what amounts to be like a slasher movie with preteen girls. I mean, it's one thing for 20-year-olds, to pose as high school students. That's one thing, but to have actual preteen girls who probably don't understand what they're doing, or if they do or shouldn't be doing it, to have have them act out like Jason Voorhees type of thing. I mean, it's
that bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's not bloody, but to act out those kinds of things is really pretty sick. And above all, this movie just bored me to tears.
I don't. Okay,
This movie, it didn't scare me at all. It wasn't funny. It wasn't interesting. It's like, my God, I was sitting in the theater. It's like, my God, will this ever end?
See, I was gonna ask if you saw it in the theater. Did you see it like in a well-lit room like this, like with all the lights?
No, I saw it in the theater.
Because I mean, I felt
I wanted to walk out.
The people in the audience, and I saw it opening weekend, and it was full. People were reacting to the jump scares.
The jump scares didn't work.
It
for me.
did. The scene with the light bulb, and up in the.
You're far too easy to scare, my friend. I mean, I'm actually like...
Okay, the jump scares worked for me, but more than that, I was on it because I didn't want anything bad for these kids. It's a demon, so yeah, it was menacing. Had it just been like nothing but like the demon's gonna try to scare you, then you'd be like, okay, that would lose.
Yeah, but it didn't scare me.
Was actually out to harm these poor young girls, and I felt like instead of being, alien pie, I like he did. He's so sad about his daughter. He's trying. He cares like girls, but then he's also
it's so generic.
guarded.
It's been done before.
But he's so guarded. I thought like that story, like how they were also had some they're giving away some culpability and stuff, and then that I liked all that. I thought it was an interesting way to do it. Like I said, these have been done 1,000 times already.
Yes.
So but I thought
much better.
No, I mean
much better.
Yes, I mean these are it's a spin-off. The Conjuring films are superior forward. However, I felt like much better than the first Annabelle. I felt like this was a clever, intelligent, well acted, and directed way of telling
intelligent. Really?
Yeah, because the story is better.
I suppose you think Samson was like brilliant then, huh?
Did not bring in that's totally different.
Well, you said it was smart. This movie was like, it was dumber than a Pauly Shore movie.
It was not.
It certainly wasn't.
It was smart. Okay, it was smart in the way that it gave a more of a deeper emotional meaning to the proceedings that were happening, that weren't just okay, we're here to scare. There's an evil spirit and it's going to get you. There was a reason for it being there, and a story that tied in.
None that I cared about.
Well, I enjoyed it. It's 3 out of 4 for me. I think any.
This was my number 2 film on my bottom 10 list last year.
Really?
The only movie that was worse was Split, and the M. Night Shyamalan disaster from last January.
Okay.
And
that, my friend, I think right now people are listening. They're going Split and Annabelle Creation, and they're going, this guy does not really like horror films that much.
Oh, I can name 5 different horror films right now that are so much better directed.
Well, of course,
smarter.
You probably like 5 in your life, right? Like you probably have.
I love horror movies. I just hated this one.
And Split as well, which we will review Split as well and get into that film. But I guarantee you right now, there are people sitting there going, Split was one of their favorite films of the year, not the best, but one of their favorites. And Annabelle Creation was a very serviceable, scary time in the films.
Unbelievable. You mentioned that it builds on each other in a very smart way. I can name one movie that actually did that, as opposed to trying to make a pass for it to apparently please you because you're easy. There's a movie called Sinister, which started with something really identifiable and mundane, which was a guy looking to reclaim his former glory, trying to get a hit. And then it builds the scare. It arrives at the scares. It arrives at the monster. It doesn't start with him. So we're already hooked in his personal struggle before the scares really come in. And they're well done. Because Scott Derrickson is a great master of atmosphere and special effects and scaring the living hell out of his audience. But this was just garbage. This was like a grade Z script written by monkeys in
No way!
and
Directed
directed
where you have a father and
directed
the father
by-
at the core. It brings in the emotional weight for the movie. Same thing I'm saying here in Annabelle Creation.
Yeah, but this was better acted. It was better directed, and Scott Derrickson knows what he's doing. Whoever the hell directed this hasn't got a clue. I mean, the only positive thing I can say about this movie is that it was in focus, and the actors could actually speak English. You know, without sounding like they're sitting on a cat.
No.
But
horror fans, if you've seen this film, please comment and let this mic right here know just how wrong he is about this film.
Hey, this guy gave Cowboy Bebop the movie one of the best pure entertainments I've seen in a long time. A movie I could watch once a week. 1.5 out of 4. I mean, unbelievable. Do you have anything else? Are you going to even demean my intelligence and your humanity more by defending this movie even further, or can we go and actually review a movie that's quality?
Let's go to another quality film, much like this one.
Okay then. Thank you very much.